Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we recreated a look that was inspired by a makeup glam from Jess Mauboy that she wore to the Voice Australia's semi-final. I watched it a couple of nights ago and was completely inspired by the look. I love the burnt orange shade on her eyes and I love the fact that it was paired with this burgundy lip, and I just knew straight away that I wanted to run into my makeup room and recreate it. So if you would like to see how I recreated this look, then please keep watching. Okay, let's get this show on the road. It's 5 in the morning. I'm doing this because I have such a busy day ahead, and I knew that if I did it now, I would get it done for the day and we'd be all good. First of all, I've done all my skin prep already earlier this morning, so I know that I don't have to worry about the products not being absorbed already. I can feel that my skin is ready to go for makeup. First product I'm going in with is one that you probably know by now. It's the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer. I'm just applying this one only to the center parts of my face. Love this product just to smooth over any sort of pores and texture on my skin. It's difficult to know whether you can see it on camera, but it's got the most beautiful blurring effect. Next product we're going in with is the Mercier Illuminating Pure Canvas Primer. I want to use this sort of on the outer edges of my face. I love the fact that it gives such a beautiful glow to the skin. And again, same as the Silk Canvas Primer, I love applying this one just with my fingers. So the look we're creating today is one inspired by Jess Mauboy. I saw her wear this particular glam on The Voice, the semi-finals. And as soon as I saw it, just something in me, I just felt so inspired. And I thought, I have to recreate this look. It's got almost autumn vibes, but not. And I feel like it's such a beautiful sort of vampy glam that you could wear on a night out or to a wedding or something like that. So I won't be wearing it anywhere, but I just really wanted to create it anyway. Next thing we're doing is going in with a brand new product. I've only swatched this product so far, so I'm actually very excited to use it on camera. It's from By Terry and it's a brightening CC serum. This is in the shade Apricot Glow. So how I'm going to use this today is I'm going to put some onto the back of my metal plate. And then I'm mixing it in with a full coverage or medium buildable coverage foundation. This is from NARS and it's in the shade Fiji. It's the Sheer Glow foundation. So I'm just going to squirt out a couple of pumps of that. Then going in with one of my favorite foundation brushes from Peaches and Cream. This is PCO3, mixing in the CC serum in together with the Sheer Glow foundation, just to make a little concoction. And then starting from the center of my face, just going to spread the product out. From what I've seen, the CC serum from By Terry creates the most beautiful glow on the skin that I was completely sold and knew that I wanted to really badly try it. It was my birthday recently, so I thought, okay, I'm just gonna spoil myself. I love taking my time, especially when I actually have the time to just blend the foundation into the skin and just take time to press the product in so it absorbs into your skin and becomes as one. It's mixed in beautifully with the Sheer Glow. Sheer Glow is a newer foundation that I've added to my makeup artist kit. Usually my foundation of choice in my kit is the MAC Studio Fix Fluid, and nothing has ever come close to replacing that, except for NARS Sheer Glow. I don't know if I would ever replace my MAC Studio Fix Fluid, just because it's so reliable. It's got amazing longevity. However, the NARS Sheer Glow is a really close, very close second. I love this product so much. It's got the most beautiful finish. And then just blending that foundation down to my neck as well, just to make sure that everything's matching up. And we don't have a line under our chin, no one wants that. Okay, Cellular Rose Serum, so far I'm really liking you. The next product we're going to go in with is from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is a new favorite of mine. It's their Magic Touch Concealer. I've got the shade number 5. I absolutely love this concealer so much. Because I don't tend to have a lot of darkness under my eyes, I don't really do much correcting under there, but this sort of yellow tone helps to really brighten under the eye, and I love it for that reason. I'm having a good day with pimples, so there's not too much that I really need to cover up. That's a rare occasion. Just going with the PC23 from Peaches and Cream. I really love this Magic Touch concealer. It's quite new to me now, and well, it's a new product anyway. I love the fact that it's very long lasting underneath the eye. I find that it doesn't cake or separate, and also it doesn't dry up underneath my eyes. I tend to have really dry eyes if I don't, or under eyes if I don't prepare the skin properly. And I just find that this foundation doesn't separate on me like, for instance, Tarte Shape Tape does. Okay, so I'm going to do a tiny bit of cream contour. This is my new absolute favorite thing in my kit. It's the cream bronzer from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is the shade Golden Tan. Obsessed with this, obsessed. I haven't been this excited about a product in a very long time. So I'm going in with my bronzing brush from Peaches and Cream, PC21, another favorite brush of mine. Just dipping directly into the pot. And then I'm going to tap out any excess just because I don't want too much product going in one go onto my skin. And just popping it along my cheekbone line here, just to create a really nice creamy bronze effect. It's easy to just want to go in and apply as much product as possible, blend it out and have the job done. But I find that that would actually slow me down because it's easier to build up a product than it is to take product away. And with a cream product, it's very easy to accidentally put too much. And then applying more cream bronzer along my temples as well. Every time I wear this, it makes me feel like I've been on holiday and I'm just looking really glowing and bronzed, which is a feeling I like to have all the time. Even for beginners to cream contour, I recommend this Anastasia Beverly Hills cream bronzer. I just find that it's very easy to use. It's easy to apply just a small amount and easy to work with to blend it out. It's not too pigmented. And again, just wrapping it around my temples here as well, just to create that lovely balance and glow. Okay, now we're all looking bronzed up. The next product we're going in with is the Air Matte Blush from NARS. This is the shade Darling. My new obsession. I love this shade so much. It's the perfect combo of pink and coral for me. Going in with another PC21 brush. I do own two of these brushes, just for one for contour or bronzer and then one for blush. So tapping directly into the pot, and then I'm just going to tap off that excess just to blend it on the back of my hand. And we're going in right on top of where we've applied that bronzer. I'm not really trying to create a really structured, contoured, angled look, which is why I'm not trying to be too precise with where I'm applying the blush, but I am going directly from the inner apples of my cheeks all the way up to my temples. Same thing for the other side, just running along the top of the bronzer into the apples of the cheeks. Okay, so the next product we're going to use is from Mercier, the Loose Translucent Powder. I like to use this to set the center parts of my face where I've actually applied the concealer. Just going in with my Real Techniques little under eye fluffy brush, dipping into the Mercier, and I'm also tapping off all that excess because I just want the least amount of product possible underneath my eye. The Mercier powder has a real beautiful blurring effect, which I love. I feel like I look so much more awake now. Just applying through the center parts of my forehead, just because I do want those areas to appear matte. I am dry skin, but sometimes my sort of T-zone can get a bit shiny. Okay, next product we're going in with is the Mercier Candle Glow Sheer Perfecting Powder. This powder just speaks for itself. As you can see, it's got a real glow to it, but nothing that makes it look sort of glittery like highlighter or anything like that. Going with a large powder brush. This is from Peaches and Cream, PC24. Dipping into the Candle Glow, and the fact that it's a sheer product means that I know I'm not going to add on too much coverage to my skin. I'm happy with the coverage already, and I just want something that's sheer, but it's going to set my foundation. And I'm applying this to the outer parts of my face because I love the fact that it's got the glowy factor, and I like adding that to the sort of perimeters of my face. Okay, going back in to set the bronzed areas that we've done cream bronzer with. This is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Volume 2 palette, and I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with all these products. Take a shot every time I say the word obsessed. I'm going in with my PC21 brush. It's the original cream bronzer brush we used, and I'm just going to run along all 3 shades, tap off any excess, and then I'm just going to run along exactly where we put the cream bronzer before, just to set it in place. So the fact that this is more of a shimmery bronzer means that it's adding an extra factor of glow to my skin, which I'm completely fine with. Okay, looking super bronzed. Now the next thing I'm going to do is just run this along my jawline. I tend to do this just with powder products and not with cream, just because I don't want it to smudge or spread anywhere, and I just find it easier just to do with powder. So we're carving out that jaw, which God knows I need right now. The next thing I do is just using the tip of this brush, again, dip into all 3, and then I'm just running it along the sides of my nose, just to create a really soft effect. I know that Jess Mauboy's look, she wasn't very contoured, contoured and too structured. It was quite a bronzy skin that was quite soft and blended. So I'm trying to achieve the same outcome here. So excuse the fingerprints. This is the NARS Orgasm on the Beach palette. This is just a sign of how much I love this palette. I love the shades so much. I love the fact that it's got a shimmer to it, and it's a full face palette. So you've got your highlighter, you've got your bronzing shades, and then blush at the bottom. Just for today, I'm going to use it just for blush. I'm using my PC21 cream blush brush, and I'm just going to run into all 3 of these shades, tapping away any excess, and then I'm just running along where I put that blush before, just to set in place and add extra color and extra glow. I feel like I look really healthy now. Makes you look really sun-kissed and healthy. Running it along the bridge of my nose as well. I love this cute little trend lately of putting blush on the nose. I just think it looks really cute. You look really sun-kissed. So before we leave skin, I'm going to do something that I love to do in order to melt the powder and the cream products all together. This is from MAC. It's their Prep and Prime Fix Plus Spray. I can't tell you how many bottles of this I've gone through, but basically what I do is spray my entire face and just allow that to seep into my skin. And what it does is it does a really beautiful job of not making you look too powdery after sort of using all those different types of powders on your face, and allow for everything to sort of look blended and fused together with the cream and then the powder. Next product we're going in with is from P. Louise. It's their eye base in the shade Rumor 02. I have been through tubes and tubes and tubes of this product. I love popping it onto my eyelids in order to prepare them for eyeshadow. So what I've done now is, excuse my dirty palette, but I've popped a little bit onto this palette. I'm going to use my concealer brush that I used before, PC23, dipping in a little bit and tapping away any excess, and then running this across both my eyelids. And what this does is it cancels out any sort of color on your eyelids and just creates a really beautiful blank canvas for eyeshadow. When I first used this product, the weirdest concept to me was the fact that I didn't need to set it with powder, and the fact that you can just put your eyeshadows on top of this wet as it is. I was terrified the first time I did that. However, it's the most amazing thing. Your eyeshadows look a lot more pigmented and they blend so easily on top of this product. So the eyeshadow palette that we're going in with is from Anastasia Beverly Hills. It's the Soft Glam eyeshadow palette. You'll probably be able to see how much I love this palette. I think it's the most amazing sort of shade range to create a really warm smoky brown. So these sort of shades along here in a gradient effect are just perfection. So what I'm going to do is I'm going in with my PC10 brush from Peaches and Cream, and I'm dipping into Sienna and into Burnt Orange, which I know there's not much of it left, but dipping into those 2 shades, tapping off any excess, and I'm just looking to achieve that really smoky, bronzy burnt orange sort of look that Jess Mauboy had. So first running it into my crease and dispersing that product. So similar with the face products is what I do with my eyeshadow as well. I go in with a little bit and make sure that it's really well blended before I go in with more product. I'm just going to go ahead with my PC38 brush from Peaches and Cream. Compared to the PC10 brush, you can see that it's a tiny little blending brush. And I'm running this along the edges of where I've applied these two shades, just to soften out that edge. We're going to go now with a larger blending brush. This is from Morphe and Jaclyn Hill, and it's the GH32 brush. What I'm going to do now is just dip into the burnt orange, so the lighter shade there. Picking up some of that colour, and then I'm going to tap off the excess and then run along the edges, just to slowly and really lightly diffuse that first original application. This is what's going to create that really hazy, smoky effect. I'm a real fan of these shades, which makes me think that's probably the reason why I got so excited when I saw Jess Mauboy's look. So in order to not lose the intensity of the first shade, I've dipped back into the burnt orange and sienna and tapped off the excess and reapplying it exactly where we applied it before. Just to re-intensify the shade, we don't want to lose it in the blending process. Then dipping into burnt orange with the GH32 brush and running again along the edges. So you can see that this eye looks a lot more complete than this eye now. So now that we're happy with the blend and the intensity of the eyeshadow, the next product I'm going to go in with is from Makeup by Mario. It's their Master Pigment Pro Pencil. The shade is the Perfect Brown, and it really is the perfect brown. I'll just show you. It's just a beautiful brown. It's not too warm, not too dark. It's such a beautiful creamy black brown pencil, and I'm just going to run it along my lash line. I'm not really worried about how it's going to look, if it's too even or not, because I'm going to smoke it out with a brush. This is actually quite, it's creamy, but it's also a tiny bit waxy. So it's not the easiest to go on, but I feel like this would make its lasting power a lot stronger. Now I'm just going to go in with my PC39 brush. It's a tiny little flat, little fluffy blending brush. And just as a clean brush, I'm just going to run it along the edges of the pencil just to smoke it out and make it look a bit more hazy. The next thing we're going to do now is just add a little bit of the shades underneath the eye. Not a huge heavy amount. I don't want it to look too smoky, but I do want a tiny bit of balance. So I'm going in with my M562 brush from Morphe, and I'm just dipping into sienna and into burnt orange, tapping away any excess. And I love this brush just because it's got a real soft blendy effect. And I'm just going to run it beneath the eye just to add a little bit of that shade. Next step we're going to do is go in with lashes. So I'm going to use the Model Rock lashes in the style 227. I really love these lashes just because they're light and wispy. I didn't want anything too heavy because I feel like it's going to overpower the eye, but these do have some length and wispiness, which I think is just the perfect amount. So I'm just applying with the back of a brush a thin amount of the glue. What I've used is the Duo Lash Glue adhesive, and it's the dark color. So it comes in pink packaging. I'll just show you. It's this one here. I've also allowed the glue some time to dry, probably about 2 minutes now, I think. So that's the amount there that I've applied. You can see it's sort of got that grey tone to it. Now using my lash tweezers, I seem to not be able to do it with my hands. So I'm just going to go using the mirror underneath my eye. I'm just going to plonk them right on top of my own lashes. Then just securing the inner corner. And the outer corner. I almost feel like you can't breathe when you do this. Just quickly go ahead and put on the other lash as well. Okay, lashes are applied. We're just going to allow them a little bit of time just to set down and dry. So next step we're going to go in with is with brows. So this is my favorite pencil of all time, Benefit Precising My Brow. It's in the shade 4.5. I love this pencil to death. I can't tell you the amount of times I've repurchased this pencil, I'm sorry. And then what I'm just going to do now is just brush my brows upwards so that I can fill in along the lower part of my brow. So I'm just running along my brows, just running a straight, really light line just to fill in any gaps. Jess has the most beautiful fluffy brows. I could only hope and wish to have brows like that. So then I'm just turning around using the spoolie on the end of the brush and just dispersing the product through that I've applied so that it looks really blended and not too harsh. And then just filling it in once more, wherever it needs it. So what I've done is I've run a line along the top and then I'm just filling in the gaps with tiny little brow strokes. Okay, I'm just going to quickly go and do the same thing onto the other side. Okay, so now that lashes are now dry, I'm going to go in with some mascara. I'm using the Lancome Eyelash Mascara. For a high-end mascara, which I don't normally go for, I'm quite happy with the finish of it. It applies on very easily and slowly without going too clumpy, and it doesn't dry off and start to flake off onto my skin, which can usually happen with some high-end products that I've used with mascara. Also, I know that a lot of people apply mascara before they apply lashes. However, my preference is to do it after, just because I find that my lashes really curl afterwards, and then I find it really hard to plonk the lash on top of them once they're curled. Next product I'm going to go in with is a lip pencil just to line the edges of my lips. I'm using the Victoria Curtis Velvet Lip Liner in the shade Plum Wine. I don't even know where this came from. I don't even know how I've ended up with it in my kit, but I'm going to use it just to line the edges. It's a beautiful plum color. It's not quite as deep as what I was expecting it to be, but that's quite okay. Okay, so lip liner is applied. It's not the exact same match with the lip shade that I want to use, but that's okay as long as it's sort of lining the edges and is a close enough match. So the next product we're going to go in with is from Makeup by Mercier. It's his Master Mattes Pro Lip Palette. I've been using this whilst we've been in lockdown. I haven't used this on clients yet, but I absolutely adore this palette. It's got all your primary shades as well in order to be able to mix and match and create pretty much any sort of look you'd like. So I'm going to go in with this plum shade here. I actually feel like I don't need to change that shade up at all. I'm just going to use it exactly as it is. So all I do is basically it comes with a little scooper. So just going to scoop some out, pop it onto the metal plate that comes with the palette, and then I'm just going to go in with my PC55 brush, which is my lip brush, and I'm just going to apply the shade and straight onto my lips. So just trying to create a crisp edge with my lip brush and then filling in the gaps. What I want to do is I feel like I just want to darken up the edges just a smidgen. So I'm just going to go back in with my chisel. I'm just cleaning off the edges of it just on a paper towel. And I'm just going to dip into that little sort of chocolatey brown shade in the outer corner. Okay, so I think we're all done. I'm really happy with the way this look has turned out. I feel like it's a real homage to Jess Mauboy's semi-finals look from The Voice. This is not normally a look I would have gone for, and I love the fact that I was pushed a little bit out of my comfort zone and what I'm normally used to creating on myself. So I really love looking around me for inspiration and when it works out. So yeah, I love the glow of the skin. I love the By Terry CC serum. I feel like it's created a really beautiful glow with the NARS Sheer Glow foundation. And I love the combination of the burnt orange with the burgundy lips. I feel like I never would have come up with that myself. So that's all for today, guys. I hope you did in fact enjoy this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and a comment in the section below. And also, if you would like to consider subscribing, I would love that as well. I hope you have a beautiful day. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you for the next one. Bye.